Folks, who in their right mind designed some of these condo layouts? I'll get into that and then the latest home prices and insights for condos across the GTA for week ending March 13, 2024. Those of you that have recently subscribed, thank you for that. Those of you that watch every single week, you've not yet subscribed, consider subscribing. And if you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Up here, there's a link to my calendar. Below this video in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. So, some of these condo layouts just make my head spin. And it's not like it's something new. We see it all the time. There's condos that you know, there's a crack in the wall and they call it a den. And the client really needs a den. So these condos have one bed plus a den. Let's go. Where's the den? Sometimes we're trying to say, I think that's the den, or maybe it's that nook over there, that's the den. And then there's others that have a big, beautiful den. You can actually put a desk in there. There's bedrooms that are not up against an exterior wall. They're kind of recessed in, and so there's no real window, but they have a glass door to allow the light to come in. That's a bedroom. I don't know how, you know, most people not really fond of that, yet people buy these. There's hallways. Oh my, hallways. You know, they brag about the square footage. This is a 900 square foot condo. Okay, but the hallway, not outside the door, interior of the condo unit, once you come in, there's a hallway that takes up 200 square feet of that space. Square footage is one aspect that people look at when it comes to condos, and they automatically assume, big misconception, is that higher square footage, condo is going to cost more. Not always the case. That's a misconception. A lot of condo buyers, also condo sellers that we work with, have just automatically assumed that the 2-bedroom condo is going to sell for more than the 1-bedroom or the 1-bedroom plus den. That is also a misconception. Not always the case. Many times it is, but not always the case. I'll tell you, the biggest factor when it comes to condos, layout. What's the layout like? That's gonna oftentimes determine the price. Sure, you could do calculations on square footage and cost per square footage, and I do that in coming up with the price. But we need to see the condo. The layout will make a difference. Oftentimes, I'm working with a buyer that says, yeah, you know what, I'm okay with a 1-bedroom or 1-bedroom plus den, but if I can get a 2-bedroom for the same price, I'd rather have the 2-bedroom. They think they're getting a deal, they're getting a bargain. Well, we'll go see some of these 2-bedrooms, and they're like, that's a bedroom? Or how does where do I, like, there's no real room for a sofa because of the way the doors are aligned. It doesn't make sense many times. And it's a 2-bedroom versus a 1-bedroom or a 1-bedroom plus den. Or they add a second bathroom. You know, it's the layout is what I'm getting at, is to me, one of the most important parts that creates value in a condo. If the layout makes sense, lots of people are going to find that unit attractive. And that will definitely affect the price. The more people that find your unit attractive, the better the price. We've seen many, many times where a 1-bedroom plus a den, let's just say it's 700 square feet. 1-bedroom plus a den, 1 bathroom. And in the same building, with the same square footage, you can also buy a 2-bed, 2-bath unit. And you're thinking, well, for the same price, why don't I get a 2-bed, 2-bath? That's a logical way to look at things. And then you go into that unit and you notice that, well, it's the same square footage. They just cramped everything into the same space. It's unusable space. And that's why the 1-bedroom plus a den, 1 bath, many times can be more attractive. So be careful out there when you're looking at condos. If you absolutely need a 2-bedroom because of sleeping arrangement, then you got no choice. You need a 2-bedroom. You've got to look at that. Maybe consider larger square footage than what the other 1-bedroom plus dens are in the building, because you could find that those 1-bedroom or 1-bedroom plus den may sometimes sell for more than your 2-bedroom that's packed in there. If you think this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. And if you want to speak with me, my contact details and links to the calendar are there. Now, let's get into the number. Here we go, folks. Let's see what's happening with the condo numbers. So this report is for condos, condo apartments only, not condo townhouses, only condo apartments, and it's for different parts of the GTA. So we're going to have Toronto condos just for the city of Toronto, then York region condos, and then condos across Peel region. Now, Toronto condos are up overall, especially if we look back to kind of the end of January, we look at this period. Generally speaking, across the board, condo prices have trended up. Not aggressively, but generally speaking. But this 1 week, York region took a dive. We'll look at that a little bit closer once we get to York region. Let's start off with the city of Toronto for week ending March 13th. 245 condo apartments were sold. Sales are trending up. The amount of condos sold at $1 million or more. So more of the, we'll call it the luxury market of condos. 26 of those were sold, and that number has been trending up. And the average sold price is $725,000. And if we kind of look overall, that's been trending up also, average sold prices. We can lose the peak, the 1 week here that had it at 742, and it's still trending up. Compared to last year, 725 is 1% higher than where we were this time a year ago. And if you kind of look back since the beginning of this year, basically, there's a couple of weeks where there was a 0% change in price. However, every week so far, condo prices have been negative versus this time a year ago. This is the first week we're actually 1% higher, a positive number. The median price is 2% higher than where we were this time a year ago. The dotted line, that's a 4-week moving average, kind of smoothens out. I had a hard time with my new lips here. It smoothens out the weekly ups and downs, and it's easier to spot a trend that way. Average price, median price, trending upwards. Not aggressively, but trending upwards. 245 we said were sold, very similar to what we were selling last year at this time. 11% sold at list price or more. And that's a big dive from where we were in the high 20s, low 30s. 11% at list price or more is an extremely low number. 739 were listed. Active listings is trending up. There's more and more condos available for sale out there. And months of inventory has come down a bit. It's now sitting at 3.1. Still a balanced market. There's an argument it's at the top end of a seller's market. Most likely you're going to be experiencing a balanced market when you're dealing with condos. But condos and buildings, it's kind of like its own universe sometimes. It's sometimes okay to compare this condo to the other building, but many times condos within that one building, it's its own universe, its own set of prices, its own market trends inside that unit. If you want to buy, inside that building. If you want to buy in that building, you got to understand what's happening in the building. Let's look at Toronto condos spread, really how market is behaving in some of the different neighborhoods. We got 9 different neighborhoods here. So for the whole city, months of inventory is 3.1. Not every neighborhood is behaving the same way. Scarborough, it's a little bit more competitive at 2.1 months of inventory. We could look at Etobicoke. Lots of condos are bought and sold in Etobicoke, especially south of Etobicoke. 2.3 is the months of inventory. So a little bit more competitive than Toronto overall. Let's look at downtown here. Downtown, it's the opposite, 4.9 months of inventory. That's really getting on the others, close to the other side, where we'd say it's more of a buyer's market. It's at the top end of a balanced market. So 4.9 months of inventory, 26% selling at list price or more. Midtown, 4.2 months of inventory. And then you have Uptown, 1.9 months of inventory. So that downtown corridor, downtown, midtown, uptown, different buying experiences, different selling experiences. For downtown, 58 were sold for week ending March 13th. But just in this downtown core, there's 1,244 active condos for sale. That's a lot, and that helps to explain why you're looking at 4.9 months of inventory. Let's look at condos for York region. 66 condos were sold. That's a big number compared to what we have been doing in the 30s and 40s. So for week ending March 13th, 66 were sold. 2 of those were at $1 million or more, but average sold price came way down to $666,000. Is that just abnormal and next week we're back up? Well, we'll have to wait and see, but it's not in line to where prices were trending. Is this a new trend? We'll have to wait and see, but right now 666, extremely low compared to really where prices have been. 666 is 1% lower than where we were this time a year ago. The median price is 3% lower. And the trend line, the 4-week moving average, was trending upwards, similar to what's been happening in the city of Toronto. But we know this week now, prices have come down a bit. If they continue to come down, then we're going to see that line trending downwards. Of the 66 that sold, 35% of those sold at list price or more. So you see, so average price came down, sales went up, and the amount selling at list price or more increased. So the market got a little bit more intense when it came to condos in York region. 480 active listings. So yes, active listings is increasing, but not by that much, just a little bit more every single week. And months of inventory way down to 1.7. Now, if this is one of those weeks that sometimes I'll say, you know, we did this high or this low, and then as the weeks go on, you see me put my hand over and said, let's just ignore that week because it doesn't fit into what's, you know, the overall trend. That may be the case here because months of inventory came way down when months of inventory was for a few weeks increasing. Now at 1.7, the only reason it's that low is because 66 condos were sold, which is 20 or so more than what we've been averaging every single week. So that's why months of inventory is so low, because of the 66 sales. We're going to have to wait and see what happens over the next few weeks. I don't want you to think, wow, condos in New York region's just, you know, they're way cheaper than ever before. I don't know that. It might be this 1 week. Peel region, 36 condos were sold. Sales, really not that impressive. It's not like, you know, they were trending up and now for a few weeks they've been coming down. No condos sold at $1 million or more. Average sold price did come down a bit from the previous week, but overall still trending up. $617,000 is the average sold price for condos in Peel region. It's virtually a 0% change from where we were this time a year ago. It's a little bit higher, but rounded 0% change. Median price is 6% higher than this time a year ago. The dotted line has prices both for median and average trending upwards. 36 we said were sold, 37% sold at list price or more. That percentage is showing an increase. 120 were listed. Months of inventory starting to increase. We're now sitting at 3.2 months of inventory in a balanced market type of category. Here's a quick summary. Pretty much, except, you know, I know York region is way down here at 1.7. I'm just not ready to jump on board to say, hey, it's a seller's market when it comes to condos. I know that's what the numbers say, but I'm telling you, boots on the ground, experience working with buyers and sellers, it's not quite the case when it comes to condos in York Region. We're pretty much in a balanced market, condos across the board. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.